Alright guys, so the official part 2 LR is going to be a third eye Gomah. I don't think anyone was ever in doubt. I don't think anyone thought it was going to be anyone different. So we're going to jump straight into his details. Already, his 200% lead is exactly what I thought it was going to be. He's going to lead Demonic Power or Terrifying Conquerors. It was going to be one of them. I thought maybe it could have been Dragon Ball Seekers. It could have been Full Power. But they've gone with Terrifying Conquerors. Key +3, HP attack and defense plus 200%. Still loving this change for the leads of Yellow Coin LRs. Then activate the entrance animation when there is another Demonic Power or Terrifying Conquer category ally on the team. Upon the character's entry, he will have 40% chance to dodge for 4 turns. I mean, that is pretty decent. I mean, especially when you consider the fact that right now content is in kind of that in between. You know, it's not overly long and it's not extremely short. You know, you're looking at anywhere from probably turn 6 to turn 8, turn 8 to turn 10 at a push. So, I mean, for pretty much half the fight to have 40% chance to dodge is very good. Gomah's going to be starting with Key +5, 333% attack and defense, chance to crit, chance of evading enemies' attack, and damage reduction rate of 33%. Good start. And then combine that with the 4 turns off the entrance animation, he's going to have 73% chance to dodge, which is really nice, coupled with 33% damage reduction. He also recovers 15% HP at the end of the turn. This is just the basic effects. That means at the end of every turn Gomah is on, that's 15% healing, which is really nice, especially in those no item runs. Then before receiving 3 attacks in battle, he'll get 66% damage reduction. Now, you are going to lose this very quickly because it's literally 3 attacks. However, early on, when units are building up, whether that is passive, whether that is stacking, whether you're waiting to get your rotations in order, you could lose this all in 1 turn. However, to have pretty much 99% damage reduction with also within those 4 turns having 73% chance to dodge, Gomah early on is pretty much your brink wall. He is your safety blanket with almost 100% damage reduction. Also, you'd kind of be praying the fact that hopefully that 73% chance to dodge kicks in as much as possible, so you can actually keep this 66% damage reduction for as long as possible. So depending on RNG, depends on how long you actually get to keep this, would actually be kind of cool, especially if you get to keep it like a few turns deep and your dodge was just kind of carrying you through. But as I said, Gomah is definitely in that kind of early first couple turns going to be pretty much a safety blanket for you with all of that damage reduction and dodge chance. Then when receiving an attack, he does gain 200% defense, and then after receiving or evading an attack, he does gain Key +5, 200% attack, and a 70% chance to launch a guaranteed super attack within the turn. And then at the start of each turn, shall I say, he gains 150% attack and defense. Wait. Wait. At the start of each turn, there's no turn cap on this, by the way. This is infinite. At the start of each turn, 150% attack and defense. That means Gomah at the beginning of every single turn is just getting 150% attack and defense. He is stacking through his passive 150% attack and defense at the start of every turn. That's wild. So that means even though he's not a stacker on super attack, I mean, he might well be, but I doubt it, considering they've given him that. But that means even if you take him into Festival of Battles and you're sitting on turn 77, Gomah is going to have 77 turns worth of 150% attack and defense from his passive. That's insane! And he also gets a 50% chance of Key +1 and 100% attack, which is also indefinite, by the way. That's crazy! What do you mean? Like, just forget this bit, okay? Because that's a chance, right? It's a coin flip chance. Sure, if it pops, fantastic. However, 150 attack and defense guaranteed at the start of each turn is nuts. That means Gomah's going to be good in short content. He's going to be good in middle form content. He's going to be good in long form content. There's just nothing that this guy isn't going to be good in. Damn. No wonder this lasts for 3 turns and this for 4. I can't believe that. That's probably one of the strongest passive effects I think I've ever seen in Dokkan, and LR Gomah has to probably be one of the best units we've ever gotten, purely for this and this alone. When the character is the second attacker at the start of turn, he gets 333% defense, and that literally happens once, but he keeps it. I can't believe this is permanent. That's actually insane. So his active skill goes into a giant form, can be activated starting from next attacking turn after the character receives or evades an enemy attack. So literally, if you get hit once or dodge once, his active skill is ready to go. That's really nice. That's really nice. And then he will turn into giant form for only 1 turn. His link skills are More Than Meets the Eye, Fear and Faith, Thirst for Conquest, Big Bad Bosses, Master of Magic, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power. I'm not glad. That's a decent link set. A decent link set. You probably won't be able to trigger this all too often, but stuff like Big Bad Bosses, Fierce Battle, and Legendary Power, potentially Fear and Faith as well, relatively easy to proc. And then categories are Demonic Power, Terrifying Conquerors, Dragon Ball Seekers, Final Trump Card, Battle of Fate, Successors, Giant Form, Full Power, Transformation Boost, and Accelerated Battle. On Super Attack on 12 key, he's causing colossal damage to the enemy and raising allies' defense by 20% for 2 turns. Don't forget as well, he doesn't have any extreme or superclass restrictions in his passive, so you can run him on Demonic Power with SSJ4 Mini Goku, with dual leads, with all the support he's giving out, along with the support Gomah's going to be giving on his super attack as well, and any other units that do support on SSJ4 Mini Goku's lead. So that's really nice. Another unit that's providing support to already a very stacked supported team. And then on 18 key, will greatly raise attack by 50% for 1 turn, cause Megacloss damage to all enemies, and greatly lower attack and defense. So this is also an AoE. So if you're going to take him into like GDC, Rose, and Zamasu, he's going to help at dropping those 2 down, although you might not want it considering it does buff Rose, but it is there. You know, Red Zone with the Great 8 Bardock squad, that could really help out quite a lot if you want to test him in there. I mean, that is quite handy. It definitely makes sense that he doesn't have any defensive raise on SA effect, just for the fact he's getting 150 attack and defense at the start of every single turn, which is still crazy, and I cannot believe Dokkan has given him that. Then we have Giant Gomah. Probably nothing special, but let's see what they do. 333% attack, chance to crit by 33%, receives an additional key +3 per keys for obtained, and attacks are effective against all types. Not bad. Not bad. I mean, it's going to be some very easy chip damage coming from Gomah. And he also has an active skill in the giant form as well. Can be activated upon entering the attacking turn. Active skill effect, raise attack by 3,333% temporarily and cause ultimate damage to the enemy. So kind of like Baby, you hop in, pop the active skill, probably not as much damage as Baby, and then do a ton of damage and dip. Then he'll massive raise attack temporarily on super attack and cause destructive damage with a 70% chance to stun, which is also really nice, but of course there's only going to be finite amounts of events where you can actually take advantage of that 70% chance of stunning. I honestly can't get over how good they've made Gomah, but I'm looking forward to seeing these animations, man. Now we got giant booty. we literally, what, 10 seconds in and we got giant booty. That is a crazy shot. No way. That is crazy. We've got giant cheeks on the screen. These transitions be smooth. Almost as smooth as Gomah's body. Oh, that's sick. That's sick. Now we got giant pecs. What's going on? Dokkan, what is going on? We've got giant pecs, giant cheeks. Yo, that's clean. That's sick. And he's got a chaos screen as well. That is sick. Yeah, Gomah's dope. Gomah is so sick. As I said, I think he's probably one of the best units to release in Dokkan, purely from that 150% attack defense he's getting in his passive. But that's just my thoughts. You can let me know what you think down in the comments. He should be out in the next couple days. You can let me know down in the comments what you think of Gomah's kit. Do you like him? Do you not? What do you think? Is he looking like one of the better releases we've ever gotten in Dokkan, purely from that permanent stack in his passive? And also as well, if you are summoning, let me know. And hopefully your summons go well. But I'll see you in the next video, guys. Take care, have a great day. And peace.